It's a free revival bead, which is nice. And he also gives you some peach seeds and soul drops. And essentially what peach seeds are really useless. They're just 20 HP to an ally, which is it's pretty useless. But the soul drops are extremely useful. It's 10 spirit points. Unlike Persona 3, and this is where the difference between 3 and 4 comes in, 4 is much harder. It's much harder. In Persona 3, you could do this portion of the game. You had like a timer set on it, like you could only stay in the area or whatever for X amount of time before your character like started to get like sick, and like your party members got like, you know, sick of being in that area. I'm trying not to like spoil anything in case I play it. But every time you went back to like the main hub, your HP and your spirit points got restored for free automatically. And in this game, you can stay inside the TV world as much as you like. You can be in here for 20 hours if you wanted to just play in here for 20 hours. However, you don't have any way to restore HP or SP other than items. Well, I mean, HP you can restore it with skills, but SP you can't restore it at all. So once you're out, which is kind of like your own limit essentially, but that's kind of the whole point of the difference. I think it's a lot harder having no imposed time limit, but like still having that like thing, because you can get kind of trapped, and there's some parts where you can get, if you're not careful, you can get really hecked. But anyway, Amar, we I'll just explain what we're doing here. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Anyway, whatever. So we're just gonna jump right on in, and I'll explain the rest of it when we get into our first battle. Give a brief overview of it. No shit. Let you guys listen to the dope music here. Yo, what's up, Sora? Hasn't gone that far yet. Alright, so it seems like we can still catch up to her. The shadows got aggravated. No, that's not good. As soon as they find us, get to jump on shadows before they attack us. Yes. So, while you're in the like little hub thingy here, where you're walking around, I don't really know what to equate it to. Instead of just getting random encounters while you're in dungeons, the enemies kind of appear up as like wandering things, as their proper like shadows, kind of like in the cutscene, if you remember, they with the little goopy ball and whatnot. That's what they'll appear as, and if you can attack them before they spot you, you'll get you'll get initiative essentially, and you'll get to do a turn of attacks before they can even do anything. If they've spotted you and you still hit them first, it goes based off your normal speed stat, the turn order, and then if they hit you, they get the advantage, and I don't think I have to explain the enemy getting the advantage and how bad that can be. So, here's our first shadow. And sometimes, even if they spot you, if you hit them in the back, you'll still get it for whatever reason.
2 enemy shadows! You get to go first!
But first thing that I'm going to do here, and this is another change from Persona 3, and I think this change is a lot better. I think it makes it a lot easier. You can control your party members in this game, which is fucking amazing. So I can control Yosuke just like I can control the main character, and this is such a welcome change. Persona 3 is so hard to go back to and play once you've played 4 and beyond. It's ridiculous how much of a difference that makes. But anyway, getting straight away into the battle, just to kind of explain it again for anybody that wasn't here at the end. Every shadow has a weakness to one of the 7 types of attack in the game. There's physical damage, which is just straight away physical. They made this a lot easier from Persona 3. Any type of physical damage, like your basic attack is physical, and then any Persona skills that just have that require HP to use are just considered physical attacks. Super easy. No, this is original Persona 4. I can't select that as the game on Twitch for whatever reason, but yeah, this is OG Persona 4 on the PS2. Then there are 4 elements. There's fire, ice, lightning, and wind. Not every Persona has a weakness to one of these things, but like 90% of the time, a Shadow's going to have a weakness to one of those 4 elements, physical or light and dark. But again, I'll get into light and dark once we actually see the skill. I'll explain that more later. And you can't know that until you've tried it.
Strong at all. I'm sure you can win.
You can't know the ability until you've tried it, at least not for a very, very long time. So you just have to try all the elements and all the attacks and whatnot until something sticks. And if you happen to guess correctly and you find their weakness, you'll knock them down and you'll get to go again. You'll get another turn, which is the core principle to playing Persona and doing the battle system and kind of just breezing through fights is figuring out Shadow's weaknesses and then exploiting the hell out of them.
Go, Sensei! You knocked. Let's go, partner.
And once you've knocked them all down, and this is what your normal attack kind of determines, is how much damage an all-out attack does. It's based on your guys' combined basic weapons. But you get this super sick little thing here if you knock all the Shadows down and you do combined damage against their defense. This is called a shuffle time, and essentially what it is
when you defeat an enemy, the seeds of possibility you attain will appear before you as cards. At times, they may be hard to grasp, but you must master your fear and reach out to them.
This is how you gain personas, other personas for the main character. It's one of 2 ways to gain them. After you kill enemies, the personas will appear in this little thing, and you'll have to pick the one that you want to look at and pay attention. You can look away by pressing circle. You don't have to do this little mini game, but it's almost always worth doing. But then they'll switch to this. Oh god, I hate this. And you have to time it correctly to get the one you want. I didn't time it correctly because the menu popped up, but once you do that, you get a brand new persona to use as the main character.
Congratulations, Sensei.
There's a lot to kind of go over in that first battle, but there's not too much to go over for the remainder for battles and whatnot. And here you'll see this is the new persona we just got. Our persona, Izanagi, the starting one, he takes less damage from electric attacks and is weak to wind, and Null's dark. And he can use electric type attacks, and he has defense buffing and defense decreasing in moves and whatnot. And the persona we just got, Ukobach, he deals fire damage and messes with hit and evasion rate for the enemies, and then learns confusion, but afflicting status ailments on enemies isn't very good. It doesn't really do too much, whereas when it gets inflicted onto you, it's much worse. You just want to be affecting their stats and whatnot. But this persona is weak to fire and ice, and just like Shadows, all personas have strengths and weaknesses when it comes to the elemental attacks and whatnot. But I feel like that's pretty much self-explanatory beyond that point. All the dungeons in the overworld have random chests where they're located and whatnot. Each dungeon, every time you enter it, if I were to leave the TV world and come back, it's procedurally generated every time. However, this time, this floor will always look like this, the very first time you come into this dungeon. But then after that, each dungeon layout will be different for the floors. It's like there's like set ones it can be. It's not like truly procedurally generated, if that makes sense, but for the most part, most floors will be different. There are some floors that are set. I think the 5th floor in this dungeon is set.
3 enemies, but they're too slow.
So I could switch over to Ukobach if I wanted to in the thing. Switching personas does not take up your turn, however you can only do it once per turn. So you want to make sure that if you're going to switch, you're going to be committed to that switch. But otherwise, we're just going to keep abusing the weaknesses here.
Go Sensei!
That little animation that popped up with the main character's eyes coming across the screen,
That's how it's done.
that'll happen for any character. Like just occasionally. I think it's actually the first time you find the weakness.
All right. One for all and all for one.
It'll show up, and if you get critical hits, that'll show up as well. And only physical attacks can critically hit. Nothing else can. And the items that we're getting, those are the things that Daidara was talking about. So when you defeat enemies, not only do you get XP and money and whatnot, but you also get, generally speaking, you also get items for Daidara. And when you take back enough of them, he'll be able to create stuff for you. And your goal on every floor, is to find the staircase. I'm not gonna battle too terribly often. Generally speaking, I'll try.
I smell 3 enemies.
I don't know why I did that.
Don't get careless.
I'll try to avoid,
You hit it.
not every battle, but
Move, Sensei.
like if they're in like an optional room like this,
You hit its weakness.
I generally skip them.
Move, Sensei.
There's no real point.
Go Sensei. Now's our chance. You ready?
I love the little all-out attack line. It's really great. Makes me happy. I guess to explain a little bit more on this page, if you hit one of the just blank cards, nothing happens. But if you hit the card with like the red lines through it, you lose all your XP and money for the battle, which sucks. So sometimes if like a page has a bunch of personas you already have, or it only has like one, you just don't really want to mess with it. And there's the cards that make you lose stuff. I just don't do it. I don't think it's worth it. If I don't need the persona, I don't care enough to risk it. Let's see if this enemy will turn around here. They do kind of free float. They have a set radius that they patrol. Is he just stuck? He's stuck. That's fine.
There are 2 enemies. Hang in there.
I guess sometimes it just plays it regardless. I'm pretty sure it always plays the first time you find a weakness,
Sensei.
but I guess it plays sometimes without it as well. If you pay really close attention to the all-out attack, the little smoke that fades right there at the end, if it has like a skull and crossbones, yeah, so like here, I'm not gonna do this one. If it has like a little skull in the smoke, it means you did enough damage to kill all of the enemies involved. But if like you can't see like the little skull, it's not worth it. Got a chest key. Okay. So around the floors, there's these red chests, and red chests can contain. There's a bunch of like items, like just basic items like the peach seeds and the soul drops and whatnot. But there's like some other items like similar to that. But they can also drop chest keys, and chest keys are used to unlock golden chests, which are essentially the same thing. However, the gold chest can also have something that is exclusive to gold chests, and it's like equipment and whatnot. So you can find like items and whatnot, which is pretty good.
not.
I'm being kind of liberal with my my SP here. It generally doesn't matter too much on this first trip how liberal you are with your usage of it.
Not bad, partner.
Already level 6. It's nice. Should be a staircase here. I don't think. Can I like cheese this and get a little bit more of the map? I can't. Like right there. I'm just gonna skip that guy. I think I'll be fine. Skip him. Yeah. Yosuke stinks. That's so rude. Knack for this stuff? Yes. This is where they explain tactics and whatnot. I've already explained this. You can change it so you can, yeah, you can press square to bring it up though. You can bring up the menus, you can talk to your party and see like what they're thinking. They'll tell you if like they need healed and whatnot, I think. I don't know, I've never done this. But you can change your battle tactics on the fly if you want, so you don't have to do it inside the battle. But we're good. I forgot this was only 2 floors, so I'm actually gonna go back down here and do this fight. Well, yeah, and it could be an item beyond. Whenever you go up a floor, and then come back down to that previous floor, it will respawn all the enemies. And it could also despawn them, because once you enter the floor, the enemies' locations are changed up. Ooh, okay, we're good. I was in my attack animation.
I smell one enemy. You can do it.
Okay, so I already know this enemy's weakness, so I'm just gonna yeet, just attack it like normal. But this enemy, so we can just get over to Yosuke's turn. Yosuke has wind attacks. He deals wind damage, because if you remember, his shadow used wind attacks on us. He's a physical attack too, and then he can also heal. And this is, I think Dia is. I think it's like, it's a really good heal. It's not as much as a medicine, I don't think. No, I think it's slightly more than a medicine. I think it's like 56. It's like 50 to 60. It varies like a slight bit, but it's pretty nice. But this enemy
Let's do this, Jiraiya.
is weak to wind.
That's it, Yosuke. One enemy. Let's go, partner.
Hell yeah. There's almost no reason to ever not use an all-out attack. The only time it's not worth it to do this is if an enemy is resistant to physical. And I couldn't remember that, so that's why I attacked him the first time. Sad he was changed. Hey, he's not get leveled up. Most of I'll kind of be blitzing through like the level up screens and whatnot. There's not too much that's important when that comes, unless the persona learns a new skill. You know, Lifestone. Lifestones are very useful. They're one of my favorite items in the game. They're not super useful early on, but they're very useful on later on. Very useful later on, rather. Let's just get going. There she is. Chie is beyond the store. Yeah, let's go in there. We gotta make sure Chie is alright.
Chie, are you all right? Chie?
She said that red looks good on me.
Yukiko-san?
I hated my name. Yukiko. Snow. Snow is cold and it melts quickly. It's transient. Worthless. But it's perfect for me. Apart from inheriting the inn, I'm worthless. Still, Chie told me that red looks good on me.
Are these Yukiko-san's inner thoughts? I remember hearing Saki-senpai's too.
Yeah, this castle is probably here because of this Yukiko person.
Yukiko. Chie was the only one who gave my life meaning. She's bright and strong, and she can do anything. She has everything that I don't. Compared to Chie, Chie protects me. She looks after my worthless life. And I don't deserve any of it. Chie is so kind.
Yukiko, Chie is so kind, huh? What a joke.
Oh.
What?
Oh man, is that?
It's just like Yosuke. She lost control of her suppressed self. Now it's a shadow.
Are we talking about that, Yukiko? She says I'm protecting her. She says she's worthless. That's how it should be, right? What are you saying? Yukiko's so good-looking, so fair-skinned, so feminine. She's the one all the guys drool over. When Yukiko looked at me with such jealousy, man, did I get a charge out of that. Yukiko knows the score. She can't do anything if I'm not around. I'm better than her. Much, much better. No, I have never thought that.
What are we gonna do?
We gotta make sure Chie's gonna be alright here.
We need to protect Chie.
Oops.
No, don't come near me. Don't look at me.
Chie, calm down.
No, this isn't me.
Wait, stupid! Don't say anything else like that.
That's right. I'm the one who can't do anything alone. I can't win as a girl, let alone as a person. I'm pathetic. But Yukiko, she depends on me. That's why she's my friend. I'll never loosen my grip on her. She's too important to me. No, that is not how I think of her. So you're just gonna turn your back and deny me again? But things are different now. When the time comes, I'll be the one left standing. You won't mind, right? I'm still you. Shut up! You're...
Chie, no!
You're not me!
Oh no.
Chie!
It's coming! You have to use your powers to save Chie-chan!
Welp. It seems what happened to Yosuke has happened to Chie.
I am a shadow, the true self. What do you guys think you're doing? Trying to defend the real me? Then you're gonna pay the price!
Shut up! Quit being such a pain! Chie, just hang in there a little longer.
Ha! Think you can stop me that easy?
One thing I haven't pointed out yet. I love that Yosuke's character model in battle has his headphones on, so it's kind of like the music that we're listening to during these battles is like it's like what Yosuke's looking in or listening to. But anyway, this is the second boss fight. Just right away, right into it. Hasn't even been more than like 3 days. I'm gonna start off by lowering her defense, because it'll be very useful in this battle. I don't remember if her shadow has a weakness. It does. Okay.
Let's go, partner.
I don't think this is gonna do more damage, but let's just give it a try.
Ready or not, here we come.
It did 156. That is more than
Lame.
abusing the
You're
weakness
also
twice.
deadly serious, and we've only gotten started.
Well, that's fun. So essentially what that is for the next 3 turns, or after it's absorbed 1 wind attack, we cannot exploit her weakness anymore. She will just take normal damage. She'll take normal damage, or no, she'll take less damage rather, and she won't get knocked down. So I'm just gonna break it instead of waiting the few turns, because I don't think she'll put it back up again. But ooh, actually, I think I was wrong. I don't think it does break it. Yeah, I guess it's just for the next 3 turns. Wow. Okay. Well, never mind. It's been so long. Gazes at Yosuke. I guess I'm gonna have him defend next turn then. I'll just keep cleaving away. Alright. Okay. So, it was a good thing I defended there. Zio is Yosuke's weakness. So it's, if he would have gotten hit there, she would have gotten another turn, which would have been very bad. So it's very, very good that I defended there. Oh, whoops, I forgot. I have cursor memory on.
Don't make fun of me. You're nothing against me. Take this.
I love that the shadows, while they're so powerful, like they still have that like connection to the character that they come from.
Counting on you. Persona. Let's go, partner. All right. Out of our way.
And we're getting kind of low on health because I keep using physical attacks, but we're good.
Let's do this, Jiraiya.
This should be the end. Yep.
All right, leveled up.
The bosses give a lot of, not like a